journal.
Hi, Leila.
Hi, Leila.
I
Did you know it was Kerouac?
did not know that.
Neither did I.
Thanks for asking.
I'm recording right now. Do you want me to stop or just pause?
No, you don't have to. I'm okay. I'm going on mute.
Me too.
Hi, John.
Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I'm not seeing any audio on this or
Picture.
any picture on this end. You see any picture of me?
I do see a picture of you.
Good. How'd I look in my new blue shirt?
You look good.
Good.
Great, Kurt.
All right. Well, I can't see.
Anyone?
I can't see anyone.
Um,
All right.
Yeah,
you
I think.
could try backing out of the meeting and then entering again.
Yep.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
We tried that.
I think you can just sort of treat it like it's a phone call instead, and if there's only one that has their hand up, that's all. They can just raise their hand.
yeah.
That sound okay?
Yeah, I think it'll work.
Oh, it might be because there's two people on from the same account.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in here.
I don't know.
That could
Yeah.
be.
Is that
It
okay?
may be the co-host thing.
Is it okay? Is that fine with you?
It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I will call the regular meeting of the Cornwall Board of Selectmen to order. We got all the Board of Selectmen on there. Do we have Janet on here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Great. All right. So first thing on the agenda is approval of minutes of May 3rd. Regular meeting Board of Selectmen. Is there a motion to approve?
Also move.
Is there a second?
There is.
Okay. All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Next, communications. Are there any communications?
I just got a note from Community Health and Wellness. They were delighted with the turnout and delighted with the whole process. So they just sent their thanks to the select people.
Great. Okay, well, thank them in return. Great. How's the turnout been?
Fantastic. Yeah, they've been busy.
Great.
Each time they, like I stopped over there, pretty much from 9 to 12, they're busy serving people. So it's working very well. And they're
Great.
very happy.
All right, very good to hear. All right, additions agenda, I have two. One is railroad spraying and the second one is painting Ford Hill Road Bridge. Ford Hill Road Bridge. Are there any other additions to the agenda?
No.
Is there a motion to add those two things or a second to add those two things?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Okay. First thing we have is quite important, quite formal. It's to consider and act upon a resolution titled Resolution Appropriating $6.23 million for the wastewater management project in West Cornwall Village and authorizing the issue of $6.23 million of bonds to the town to make said appropriation, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowing for such purposes. So under this heading, I will make the following resolution, and this is prepared by the town's bond council. Resolved that the resolution entitled "The Resolution Appropriating $6.23 million for the wastewater management project in West Cornwall Village and authorizing the issuance of $6.23 million of bonds for the town to meet said appropriation, and pending the issuance and making temporary borrowings for such purpose, is hereby approved and recommended for adoption by the town." Is there, I will introduce that motion, but first, this is a shortened version of a 4-page resolution, which is available, which states all the details of this resolution, but it's not really necessary to read all 4 pages. It's pretty simple. So is there a motion to waive reading the entitled resolution and incorporate its full text into the minutes of the board of the minutes of the meeting?
Also,
So
Go ahead.
there's a motion by Priscilla, a second.
That's by me.
Discussion, and again, that will, all the 4 pages will be in the official minutes of the Board of Selectmen. If people want to read it, it's available at our office. Is there any more discussion on waiving reading the 4 pages?
No,
No. So all those in favor of waiving the reading of the entire resolution, say aye.
aye.
Aye. 3 in favor. Any opposed? None opposed. Okay, the motion passes. Is there a motion and second that the resolution be adopted?
also move.
Second,
Second, discussion?
I just have a quick question. So we've
Yes.
gotten like over $3 million from Build Back Better. Does that take this into consideration? Would we just pay that back? Like the bond portion when we got that money? Is that how that works?
No, in section 2 of the 4-page resolution, it says the estimated cost of the project is $6.23 million. It's expected the project cost will be paid from a community projects funding grant in the approximate amount of $3 million from the United States government.
Right.
The net of grants will be paid from the proposed bond issue. For the purpose of the resolution, the term bonds means any form of debt financing authorized herein. The project is a benefit, so basically, even though it says in the resolution that we are authorizing issuance of $6 million worth of bonds, in practicality, because we've already obtained funding, $3 million, which is actually out of the congressional, the current federal budget. So that money has been appropriated. It's not out of the infrastructure fund or Build Back Better.
Yep, okay.
It's out of the regular budget, and we're working on getting information from our delegation as far as when the money would be actually available, but it's in this year's operating budget. So this is just something that, again, we have to approve the appropriation, which means also the spending of this $6 million, $6.23 million. So I hope that clarifies that, because that is a very good question that is commonly asked, when you look at this.
Okay.
Is that clear? It's very
Yes.
important, a very important, very good question, very important point. Any other questions about this resolution? And So again, this will be all subject. There's a Board of Finance meeting Thursday night, and this, of course, is subject to the town meeting, which is the second resolution that will pass, and referendum approved by the voters. So what we're doing by doing this is putting this in front of the voters and giving our approval to this. So is there any more discussion on this first motion? Okay, hearing none, no more discussion. Those in favor of this motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed, passes unanimously. Okay, thank you. Then there's a second motion. The first motion for us being in favor of the project. The second motion will enable us to put this in front of the voters by means of a town meeting and referendum. So I will introduce and read the following referendum resolution. Resolved that the resolution entitled Resolution of the Board of Selectmen providing for a special town meeting and referendum vote at adjourned town meeting and authorizing explanatory text is hereby approved and recommended for adoption by the town. Is there, again, this resolution goes on for several pages. Is there a motion to waive the reading of the entitled referendum resolution, incorporate its full text into the minutes of the meeting?
So moved.
Is there
I
a second? Second by Priscilla. Thank you. Any discussion? Again, on interest of time and full disclosure, this will be in our minutes. People want to read it. So, so all those in favor of waiving the reading of the entire referendum resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion and a second that the referendum resolution be adopted?
So
I so
moved.
move.
Okay, so Janet moved, Priscilla seconded that.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Again, we're scheduling a town meeting for June 25th and a referendum, which will be set by the selectmen to automatically adjourn to a referendum with absentee ballots available for eligible people on July 9th. So again, we're setting up the schedule to allow people to vote on this project. And we're also approving the explanatory text, which is going to be included as a 3-page insert in the Cornwall Chronicle and be on the town website as our official explanation of what we are in favor of doing. So any more discussion about the second referendum resolution?
No.
No, hearing no discussion. Those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? None opposed, passes unanimously. I declare the referendum resolution is adopted. And I would like to thank everyone who has worked for years to get to this point. We're getting very close to the town actually being able to decide about doing this project. And it's taken years of work and a lot of effort by many people to get to this point. And again, thank the people and our Congresswoman Johanna Hayes for securing almost half of the funding for this program and the 24 groups and organizations that wrote letters of support that helped us get that funding. So again, we're getting close to a vote. And thank you both for going through all this and doing your homework. So we are on our way to a vote. Next stop would be the Board of Finance on Thursday night at their meeting, where they'll have similar action to take. And then there'll be a video Zoom informational meeting on June 11th. So anything else on those two resolutions?
No.
Okay, anyway, thank you all. Next, we have Hammond Beach update. Do we have Marina here?
Marina was unable to make it, but she sent out a little update.
Okay, can you read that update? Do you have that update, John?
I do. Hold on one second. Okay, so she says swim lesson registration has gone out through the school and is available on the town website. So is the lifeguard application. She says we're receiving applications, so encourage people to send theirs in soon. That's the application to work as a lifeguard, available on the website. The beach is going to be open for the Park and Rec picnic, and then officially open on the 18th of June. She's going to meet with Jim Vanicky of Cornwall Department of Public Works on Thursday, and that's her update.
Okay, dogs are happy. So, yeah, so the Park and Rec picnic, I believe, is on June 10th down there. So anyway, that should be good. And then again, I'm also going to meet with her and Jim to go over the punch list of what we need to get done to get things ready for June 10th. And
I just
June
have
18th.
I have a quick question, Gordon.
Sure.
Is she reaching out to the former guards because she has a group of previously trained guards with some experience?
I believe she has. Yeah. As far as I know, she has.
Okay.
Okay. And if you know of anyone that's interested, have them contact her. So, okay. Anything else? All right. So we look forward to opening up the lake. COVID vaccination clinic. Thanks again to Jen and Michelle of Park and Rec for scheduling a vaccination clinic. It's scheduled for May 19th from 1 to 6 in the town hall. We have seen an uptick in COVID cases in town, as there has been uptick regionally in COVID cases. And I believe all vaccinations and boosters will be available at that clinic, as well as at the mobile van on Wednesday. So there's 2 chances to do that. And again, the hospitals are beginning to see more activity than they've seen since early winter for COVID cases. So unfortunately, another variant's coming back. So we again urge people to take advantage of these local clinics. I believe the last one in Cornwall Town Hall had 150 people. So, and I know there's been more interest in getting test kits. We do have test kits available, limited supply, free at the town hall, and people can request those by emailing Cornwall COVID test at Gmail. That will get you in touch with people about getting a test. So anything else on the vaccination clinics? Okay, next, another event is the Housing Committee that's working on implementing the town housing plan. Will be meeting on May 23rd at 4 o'clock in the afternoon via Zoom. There was a well-attended housing forum sponsored by the library over the weekend, and it would be good to get that up on the website if it's not already there. And thanks to Mag Cooley and Ingrid Ellen for participating in that, with Bill McLean moderating. got good coverage in the local press. So, so anyway, again, that issue hasn't gone away, hasn't gotten better. And again, we're continuing to work on implementing some strategies to try to make things better as far as housing opportunities for people in town. Any comments on that? Okay, so stay tuned. Town meeting. And that's on May 20th, Friday night, 7:30 at CCS. There is no Zoom link to that because you need to be present in order to vote. So people are encouraged to come with that, wear a mask, socially distance. But we will have an in-person town meeting to act upon the town budget as approved by the Board of Finance, and also grant an easement on Wickham Hill Road for a resident to cross underneath the road with a sewer pipe. So anyway, sure, that will be an interesting discussion, and you'll have to be in person to vote on those issues. But anyway, look forward to seeing people there at the annual town budget meeting. Memorial Day update. We are going to have a scaled back but in-person Memorial Day parade this year. There'll also be a observance at the North Cornwall Cemetery at 9:30 on Memorial Day. 10 o'clock observance in West Cornwall at the Seamen's Memorial, and have a parade in Cornwall Village for the first time. We hadn't had it in 2 years, with speakers and a small band intrepid band from CCS, and people are encouraged to come. Then there will be a modified carnival following at the United Church of Christ. So we look forward to seeing people there on Memorial Day, a very important day in Cornwall. Any other thoughts about that?
What time does the parade start, Gordon?
The parade starts at 11. And it's
Okay.
a fairly short parade, so people should be there right at 11. So line up people participate in the parade, veterans groups, civic groups, fire department should be at the Hubbard Field as the start of where people go to line up, and they should be there around 10:30, 10:45, the latest to get organized. So anyway, it should be good. So we'll see you all there. Website update. I see Rocco is on board, and he's told me a few of his website updates. And now he's going to share them with the board.
All right. Well, it's good to see everyone here tonight. Last night's storm jumped over the hills as moths are manifesting at alarming rates here in Cornwall, all in a day's work. So on behalf of the website committee, first I wanted to start with a brief recap of the new Cornwall website since launch in early 2021. Then move into some current initiatives that we're actively pursuing, such as better organization of some of the key town aspects of the website. Before I show you the 2021 recap, which is a good overall snapshot of a year in the life of the Cornwall website. So far in 2022, we've been on par with 2021 in terms of traffic and activity and just overall engagement with the website. We've continued to see more mobile traffic as well. Our top traffic channel has continued to be organic search in Google, comprising 68% of the total sessions. And some of the most popular content this year continues to be the covered bridge page that we built last year, the hiking page, in the business directory. Also a piece that we did on Mohawk's 75th anniversary, and some of the nostalgia surrounding that was very popular. tracking Winter Storm Izzy, the events calendar, and the transfer station page. Some things never change. Recently, we've also been seeing a good amount of interest in the Hammond Beach 2022 summer program, which is what we also like to see. So let me just share my screen here, and I'll give you the quick 2021 recap. I think, Jonathan, you'll just have to enable screen sharing.
Okey doke, hold on one second. Okay, go for it, I think.
All right, yeah, we should be good. So best of 2021 here. So, you know, last year was a big year, as we know, for the newly revamped Cornwall website. We received over 76,000 sessions in 2021, 135% increase from last year. And as you'll see, it's been more than double the traffic compared to some of these subsequent years that we've had in the past. You know, with visitors far and wide, 42% of the traffic was from Connecticut, including 886 users from the local area, which is very significant. And so as part of this Best of Cornwall series here, we've kind of broken it down, and we're able to kind of show what some of the most popular pages, posts, videos, images, and content has been. So in 2021, the most popular community posts, number one was the Cornwall Artists Open Studio, which topped the list in terms of community posts with over 750 page views, which is very Cornwall. The municipal election results are also a very popular topic last year, along with a piece we did called Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, which was in memory of John Miller, who's also featured, which is a great section of the website here, which is called The People of Cornwall, which chronicles the lives of many people, both past and present in our town. Some other big things were the townwide alert that we put out with the Western wildfires that were impacting air quality last year, Hurricane Henry, and things like that. Also, too, some other pieces we did, like on the Barns of Cornwall, pictures of the Great Country Mutt Show, and then a really neat piece that we did on remembering the Great Flood of ¡55. And this was a really cool piece where we were able to get some great engagement from people here in the community about their local memories and experiences as we remembered the flood of '55. All right, so now into the top pages, town pages and posts. So some of the top town pages on the website included the town offices page, boards and committees, town directory, and the page for the Planning and Zoning Commission, which saw over 1,300 page views. A big win for the year was redeveloping the transfer station page and providing lots of helpful information about recycling and using the transfer station, also some of the best practices and things like that. The Town Apart Together series was also very popular, which you know, provided key updates on COVID-19 and has continued to provide key updates throughout the pandemic as well. All right, so explore pages. This was a new addition that we added to the website to add a bunch of pages and that really talk about exploring our town and everything that it has to offer. So our Take a Hike page, which has a lot of the top hikes here in Cornwall and the surrounding area, did over 1,300 page views. The covered bridge page that we created that talks about, you know, the history and visiting the bridge was also very popular, along with the shop page. Some of the top videos was the award ceremony for a life saved in Cornwall last year at the fire department, was put on through the fire department, which was an outstanding video. Also, some of the Cornwall P and Z meetings, a couple in particular were very popular last year. The 12 days of Christmas and the 8th grade graduation. So yeah, thanks Richard for being the town video guy and capturing all this living history. Also, in terms of 2021, we had some great images as well. Here's the top 4, over the year. We were able to have a great feed over the, starting from the beginning of the year, kind of chronicling some of the different events that have happened in town and things like that. So that's just kind of where where things have gone with the website. And again, we've continued to have a lot of great traction with the site, great engagement, and great traffic and activity. So another key update I wanted to pass along in terms of the overarching Cornwall web has been the Explore Cornwall Connecticut Facebook page, which is managed by our Economic Development Commission. And they've done an outstanding job in the past several months, especially really doing great work on promoting the town, especially to visitors and to people that want to learn more about town. So their Facebook page continues to get a lot of great, likes and traction and things like that. So another exciting update is that they've also redesigned the Explore Cornwall CT website, into this one-page website here, which again is a little bit more focused on providing a path for visitors and people that want to learn more about Cornwall. So they've done some great work here, and also too, a lot of the links to this from this website go to the Cornwall town website, like about hiking, some of the different recreational opportunities and events. So that's also been a great source of referral traffic to the website. So the main thing we wanted to discuss today was that one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we've gotten about the current website has been about the organization, especially of the town portion of the website, in trying to make it more intuitive and user friendly, being able to better find what you need all within more of a coherent architecture and context. So one thing to understand is, our website, like many websites, has evolved over time. So how a lot of this started was, in the beginning, even back to the days of the old website, we needed a page for agendas. We needed a page for minutes. It was kind of a little bit even before the time of video. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of the way that this developed initially was just kind of over time. And so now we've got a great opportunity, now that the website has been, as successful as it's been. There's a great opportunity for us to be able to, as a committee, to start digging a little bit more into the architecture of the town portion of the website to make things more clear, more intuitive, and to provide a more focused experience. Now, a lot of that is going to be when we think of boards and committees, and moving away from our current blog archive format into more of like a dashboard, so to speak, for each committee. So it's easy to be able to find all of the key contact information, key documents, along with a lot of the more timely content as well, like the minutes, the agendas, and the videos, all in one place, so to speak. Because if you look at the architecture today, we have a boards and committees page, for instance, where we list, the current members of the different boards and commissions, things like that. We have the town directory where you can pull probably find the right phone number you might need. We have minutes and agendas kind of in its own universe, so to speak. And same thing with the videos. So our committee has been tasked with trying to figure out the best way to kind of bring this all together. So it's just a better architecture, so to speak. So to show you what we've developed in terms of a proof of concept here. Now, if you go to just a committee or a board page right now, this is what you're going to see essentially. Now, this is this blog archive format. And, you know, you can, if you go through it, you know, you can get to things, you can, you know, flip through the different pages, but this isn't really the best way necessarily to lay something like this out.
Well, he's the co-host.
So what we've come up with as a solution has been, let me go ahead and I'll pull up. So I used, since planning and zoning is such a popular commission, I use that as kind of a proof of concept to show you what that could look like. So here's just an example here where, again, the idea here is to, you know, show the commission, you know, maybe have a picture, kind of talk about what the commission itself is responsible here over on the left. And so over on the left, the idea is that we're basically giving a quick overview of kind of the commission, what it does. We're showing the commission members, talking about the meeting schedule, with like planning and zoning, for instance, having a tab here for applications to provide some key information about, you know, what's involved with, you know, applications, who to contact, having handy links to being able to download a zoning permit application or a building permit application, things like that, being able to quickly find the planning and zoning regulations, having a tab here for like contacts and correspondence and how that works for the commission or the board. And then also too, just being able to have other helpful links to like key documents, whether it be town ordinances, land records, plan of conservation and development, kind of whatever could be relevant here to the commission. So then the idea would be over here on the right side, would then to be able to show kind of the pulse and kind of what's going on, you know, in terms of the three major buckets for any given commission. So, you know, the agendas and notices here in terms of planning and zoning for which you can see for the last, you know, several months, with being able to click into the archives to see more. Same thing with the minutes and the videos. So yeah, that's what we've come up with so far in terms of a proof of concept of what this could all look like as we work to try to bring things together into a more unified experience, especially when we think about these different boards and commissions, and being able to just quickly be able to find out kind of what's going on and get that pulse for that board or committee. So in terms of implementation, what we are thinking with this would be, we might start maybe if the board is in town leadership is in agreement and likes this concept, then maybe we could start maybe with like one board or commission as kind of a trial and see how it goes, because it would require a little bit of change to the architecture of the site and a little bit of training probably to get some of our some of our key people up to speed when it comes to posting things. But I think it's definitely feasible to implement. And I think there's a lot of value in being able to deliver this. So I think that's all I had today. I'm open to any thoughts or questions. I hope this was helpful.
You can go here.
Okay, Rocco, here we are. Thank you, Rebecca. So any questions from the board on all this? I think it will make it easier for people who are trying to find records of town meetings and town events to have this all laid out like this. Any other comments from the board? I understand, Rocco, what you're proposing is to start off, you start off with planning and zoning, or you're starting off with the Board of Selectmen?
I would leave
Take
it
your
up to,
pick.
yeah, I'd leave it up to you guys of what you think's best.
I mean, it might be, I mean, it's fine with me if you want to start out with us. Planning and zoning's got a lot on their plate, and so what do you, any comments from the board on that idea?
No, it's fantastic work. Thank you, Rocco. That's, you've done an amazing job. And I also want to thank Neil Frauenglass, who has done a tremendous amount of work under the EDC.
Okay, Priscilla, any thoughts, comments?
It looks great. And it looks like it's easy to use, which for some of us, that makes it even better. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rocco.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, so anyway, I thank the website committee. Thanks Rocco for his expertise. Thank Richard for making all these videos. And again, I think we have the best website around, and I think this will make it easier to use for people when they're looking for records going back in time. So let's start it up and see what happens. Agreed? Agreed.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, thank you. Let's see, next on the agenda is electric vehicle chargers. I attended a web seminar last week about this with Connecticut DOT. They are looking to fill their map with electric charging stations for electric vehicles. There is some discussion about the technology involved as far as fast chargers, slow chargers, high voltage, low voltage. The quick chargers require much more voltage than the slow chargers, which you normally get for a domestic application where you charge your car overnight or whatever. There is a bit of a gap in Route 7 north of New Milford, which is us. So this is a particular area of interest of DOT. The fast chargers can be very expensive. So the question is, who's going to pay for that and who pays for the maintenance upkeep if you have problems.
Probably Gord. Hello? Hello? No, that wasn't Gordon. Let me check.
That phone call was me, John, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this is really one of the first times we've had this issue. with
Yeah.
Zoom, but I guess
It's still recording, so we're just missing Gordon.
I can pull him up on speakerphone.
Just tell him if he wants me to continue, I can finish it.
Yeah, I think we might have to do that.
That's fine.
Let's see.
We should, Priscilla, remind me, we should put together a contingency plan.
Well, this is still recording. It must have paused. Well, there's Gordon. Welcome back.
Oh, you'll just
Okay,
have to unmute.
back.
There you go.
Apologize for the interruption. Sketchy Wi-Fi is not on the agenda, but apparently it is making itself known. So what I missed?
Nothing.
Not too much. Okay,
It was recorded.
Oop.
So,
good. A little dead air. All right, sorry everybody for that. Let's see. So we'll try to speak very quickly. Next, we're on to Sharon Hospital. We've got a letter of guidance from Maria Horn. I know we did get a request to send a letter requesting a public hearing on New Vance's plans to curtail services at Sharon Hospital. Do you have a copy of that letter, John?
I do. Hold on, let me pull it up. Okay. There it is.
Okay. Okay, so again, what I would do then is request board authorization to write a letter endorsing this request by Representative Horn to have a public hearing on this, as this is one of the top issues facing our area. So if somebody makes a motion then to authorize me to draft a letter on behalf of the board to send this into the state Office of Health Strategy. I think it's essential that they hear from the community.
So moved.
Second,
Second, any discussion? I would hope that this kind of thing would be almost automatic, but apparently it's not. So anyway, any more discussion on this? We'll get something off tomorrow.
good.
And send this off to our other representatives. Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Um,
Gordon, do you know if she sent that to the other town selectmen?
I do not know that, but I will ask her.
Yeah, the more letters that hit Vicky Veltri's desk, the better.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Anything else on Sharon Hospital? Okay. So we will get that letter out tomorrow. Crosswalks in West Cornwall. Janet asked this to be on the agenda.
Yeah, that's especially with the three guys where it's situated, it's a pretty dangerous situation. I mean, obviously, with other activities happening down in Cornwall, there's a lot more foot traffic down here. And it's, while most people look both ways, a lot of times people don't. And I don't want there to be a fatality in order to, motivate us to get a crosswalk. I'd rather get ahead of that while there's lots of people and more to come, especially since the restaurant opened, which has been a lovely addition to West Cornwall. For anybody who hasn't been to Frank's, please get yourself there. It's a lovely experience, but there are lots of people walking around. I did contact Karen Nelson, and it's, it's not the easiest process, but there's a process we have to go to the state about it, the DOT. So I'm wondering what would be the best next move, Gordon?
Well, a couple things. We did look at this with the DOT years ago, and the problem is the existing geometry down there is very challenging. Plus, they did not want to put a crosswalk near the railroad crossing for some reason. You have limited sidewalks also with the handicap access regulations. It's not an easy thing to engineer. And we did, and I think also we should consider Cornwall Bridge because that has sort of an under design crosswalk, but I know there where there is probably less constraints. It takes up a lot of space. So anyway, I think part of the thing is to check out who is the proper authorities to do and talk to them about it and see if they have any. I mean, my other thought too is there's this thing called Complete Streets, which the DOT has embraced, which encourages redesigning of roads for pedestrian traffic and for bicycles. So my thought is to maybe find out about that program and see if they can't get some designers to come out and push that project along, not just for pedestrians, but also as bicyclists. We had talked about that. There may be some infrastructure money available for that. So I think it's just a question of reconnecting with DOT, but I'll try to follow up on those things. I do want to focus on getting this, we have a lot of meetings coming up and we have a lot of work.
Do you want me to research Complete Streets and see and bring more information to the next meeting?
Yeah, or you could talk to DOT people or Rob Phillips at the COG, he might know.
Okay.
And just find out, because I know OPM was talking about doing some things like this as part of the infrastructure program.
Okay.
So that's possible, but I would like to also see us focus on Cornwall Bridge also, because we're spending a lot of money on West Cornwall, and I think Cornwall Bridge is also a
Well,
partner in our.
if we like someone from Complete Streets or DOT here, then we'll ensure to cover both areas.
Correct.
So would you like to contact Rob, the DOT, and Complete Streets then?
Yeah,
Okay, if you have a contact at the DOT that you know of, if you can email it to me.
I would.
I can,
yeah, I would say Rob. would
Rob
have
probably
the
knows.
current- Rob Phillips would have the current person in that place.
Okay, no problem. I actually saw him today, and I will see him tomorrow, so no problem. I'll bring a
Okay.
report to the next meeting.
Good. Okay, so anything else on crosswalks? So let's see, now railroad spraying, I have been working, trying to follow up on that. I did talk to Tech Associates finally up in Maine, who did their railroads vegetation management plan, who said they are not the applicator of the herbicide. They're just the people that put together the application, but they don't apply the herbicide. And their spokesman did say that that decision is ultimately made by the railroad, whether they are going to actually spray or not. So he's going to follow up with them because he's aware of several of my emails that talk about the no spray zones. And I also have a call into the railroad to find out if they're spraying and if they need an updated copy of the no spray zones that DOT requested, required, whatever, it's delineated on the DOT right away. So we have that good piece of work from DOT. So we want to make sure before anything is sprayed that the applicator acknowledges the existence of no spray zones. So that's sort of where it sits at this point, but I think we are trying to work at it from several angles. And again, Maria Horn is out of session now, so she's very interested in this issue and is going to exert some interest from her office in this issue. So hopefully we'll hear more about that. We did get so anything else on the railroad spraying? I did They did not spray, I believe, last year. So again, they may spray, they may not spray. They may spray some places, not others places. So we're trying to figure out what that is, where that's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, if it's gonna happen.
Well, I'll be taking signs along the no spray zone to give to people if they want to have one to put on their property.
Okay. Next, we did get a request for an update on painting the guardrails of Fort Hill Bridge. I did want to remind the board that the Cogswell Bridge was successfully painted, but that was also done with the it was paid for by the neighbors that wanted it painted, and that we agreed to allow that to happen. But also, as we've set that precedent, it's hard now to use town funds to paint another bridge if we've had people donate the funds for painting that earlier bridge. Plus, we have to approve it. We put a new guardrail on Dibble Hill, which is a narrow road, and I would not recommend painting that or in places where the road's very narrow or there may be some reason to try to keep the guardrail very obvious. So I'll relay that information back and see where that goes. But I just did want to refresh the board's memory of that's the resolution of the Cogswell issue was to allow the neighbors to pay for the paint, and it's worked out well.
How much did that cost, Gordon? Do you have a ballpark?
I think the ballpark was about $2,000 or $3,000.
Okay.
So, and again, we're going to work to get some wooden rails on there, again, paid for by the neighbors on the top rail. So,
Okay.
so any other comments on that? I'll respond to that inquiry. Okay, any other thoughts on Fort Hill Road? Okay, so then public comment. Any public comment?
Michelle's got her hand up.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Gordon can see us yet or not.
I
Hi,
can
I'll
Gordon.
be
see
his
you.
eyes today, Michelle. It's okay.
Thank you. I just wanted to follow up on the Park and Rec Town picnic. Yes. It is June 10th and it will be, this year it's going to be at the town beach, as was said, the Hammond Beach. We have Johnny G from The Special coming for music. Park and Rec are doing burgers and hot dogs, potluck for side dishes and some desserts, and the Ag Commission will be doing ice cream sundaes. So it's going to be a great kickoff to the summer. Park and Rec has a lot of great activities. We've got an event in July and August with music on the green. So we really hope to see a lot of people out in June, kind of starting off, and a little week early preview at the beach. Thank you, Marina and the Hammond Beach team, letting us come a weekend early. So thank you. Hope to see you guys out there.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for that and stepping up to be chair of Park and Rec.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Any other public comments? Any questions from the press?
I just want to say one thing. How about some sort of speed bump in West Cornwall? I know it's been thought of before, but you know, is there some way of designing a speed bump?
We can bring that up to the DOT. The traditional answer has been that speed bumps on through roads create more accidents than they cause, than they prevent. This one thing, if you're in a parking lot or some slow speed area, but they said that has been the standard answer, that that's what their data shows, and they're very hesitant, again, for the basis of precedent to allow that on one road. I don't believe speed bumps meet their engineering guidelines, but we can bring that up when we talk to them.
Okay.
And just from the Lakeville Journal, a question on,
Yes.
on Maria Horn's letter requesting the public hearing. Is she envisioning a public hearing that would happen in Cornwall? Or,
No, I believe this would be, well, it'd be nice to have things in Cornwall, but it's probably better to have, I assume they're gonna do, the ones I've been to before would have to have a fairly big venue, as these probably get a lot of interest. So, I mean, I think they're gonna, all they're asking for is a public hearing process for the region. So this would also, you know, cover the multi-towns in Connecticut as well as New York State. So it doesn't have to be in Cornwall. We can travel.
so it might be a Zoomy thing?
Don't know that part either,
Okay.
whether that be part of it, but I think it'd probably be, I assume it would be in person. But I don't know how they do them nowadays.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
There are also going to be public hearings in Hartford, or once the their question and answer period gets done. So people can, I mean, they have to hold these public hearings, so.
Maggie's got her hand up, Gordon.
I think that might be good to request the public hearing in the service area of the hospital, because for a lot of people, going to a hearing in Hartford is a major.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But
outing.
I mean, it's by regulation, they have to hold them, so.
Right. Do they have to hold one in the service area, or can
I
they hold
don't
this?
think so. I have not heard that, but they should.
You would think.
You would
Yes.
think.
Yeah, I know they're busy with a lot of activities in healthcare consolidation. So anything,
Maggie has a question, Gordon.
Go ahead,
Megan?
Maggie.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say that I agree with Richard about West Cornwall being super dangerous. In Cornwall Bridge, people move swiftly, but at least there's plenty of room and space to see people coming. In West Cornwall, it's a very narrow street. It has a big curve in it, and especially the stretch between, say, where Jackie and Carl used to live down to the railway tracks is just really perilous. I've been almost rubbed out once in a car coming out of the PO, and once at the farmer's market by a bicycle, for goodness sake, streaking down the road. And I noticed that the ski and bike store has been putting cones out in the bit just at the curve, sort of by Barbara Farnsworth's. And I think if the state doesn't move, the citizenry should feel very free to self-help and put whatever they need in the middle of the road to slow people down.
I don't think that's good advice.
No,
because
I don't
then-
think it's good advice, but I
then
think
that's how you
it's
cause an accident.
justified.
It may be justified, but that's also how accidents actually do happen.
Right.
So again, liability is a
It's
huge.
spooky there.
It is spooky. I think this, again, we have worked with them to try to get something going there. Okay, any other public comments? Okay, hearing no more public comments. I'll have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good night, everybody.